I'm Deven Girgenti, and I'm here with the Verzella, and we are Alfred Complete. So just to go over what we're going to do today, we're going to overview problem, solution, market, competition, the business model, our go-to-market tech we're looking forward to, our timeline in the future, and our team. So just a little background on how it started. On my end, I was interviewing full-time positions at the beginning of the semester. I was traveling a lot, spending time in a lot of hotels, and after one of my interviews, I had about 4 hours between my bus ride back up to Ithaca. I was kind of sitting there, didn't know what to do, didn't really know the area that much, and I was sort of just lost. I wish there was something the hotel provided for me to do, maybe some attractions, maybe some events that we could do. And so through a mutual friend of ours, Luke and I got connected, and so we started developing Alfred. So what is Alfred? Alfred is essentially an all-in-one platform for hotel guests to use to defragment their experience. Now, what I mean by defragment their experience is that a lot of the offerings that are provided by a hotel, like changing your linens, having a room service, calling room service, seeing restaurant availability, all this is separated into different platforms. So having all of this, we're trying to provide on one individual platform. So you can check into your room, provide all these services immediately from just your phone itself. On top of that, we're trying to look forward to tracking customer analytics and data, which we'll talk about later on, understanding industry trends and guest trends for hotels.
So the problem that we're trying to solve is that Airbnb is continuing to grow and become a leader in the lodging industry, and it seems as though hotels are kind of stagnant behind in their innovation. So with Airbnb and hotels, they both provide a certain level of service and basic amenities, but what distinguishes a hotel is those personalized and personalized services that people learn to love and why they come back for more. But we saw that these services are a little bit outdated, and the personal connection that it requires is sometimes unreliable. So that is why our solution is Alfred Complete. So with Alfred Complete, it's an all-in-one, easy-to-use app that allows the guests to have a platform where all of these services are combined into one app. And it's at one click of a button, they're able to request room service, get in touch with the concierge, or even request a certain housekeeping, whether it be a towel, to clean a certain thing more than another. And so this allows the guest for this app to be more of like an asset rather than just a hassle.
So looking at the market, we want this to be sort of a two-part system. Basically, the consumers would be Alfred Complete. We'd be selling this to the hotels, so they can use this. They can populate the app with different services, different attractions that they have for the consumers ultimately use. So the users would be the guests themselves, the hotels. The hotels would be the ones that are purchasing the use of the app itself. And so we'll be offering, again, like we've been saying over and over again, being able to offer all the services and offerings that the attractions that the hotel would buy. And looking at the hotel market as a whole, it's expected to get over $700 billion in the next few years. We want to be at the forefront of this, as we talked before, is the middle of it stagnating recently with the introduction of Airbnb and the offerings there. Again, this market as a whole, we've heard a lot of different tech companies in the past being able to have its customer analytics and its customer data. And this is a huge, huge market that has a lot of potential for us to reach.
So in terms of competition, we have identified two companies that are probably our main competition, Volo and Alice. While these companies provide a certain level of service, or a similar service, what distinguishes us is the personalization of ours and also the simplicity. What we pride ourselves on is having all of the services in one easy-to-use platform, in addition to the personalization. So, for instance, we would have a restaurant search bar or an attraction search bar where you can search for certain amenities or certain restaurants in the area. And how that would help is that instead of getting like the Google bland, like cookie cutter answers that you would get, say you search for restaurants in Ithaca, you might get like McDonald's or Burger King. Using our data analytics that we have included in our platform, we would be able to personalize that. So if you were, say, a family of 5 and you wanted to go to somewhere like an Italian place that's close to this, and it would be more personalized in that sense. So those are like the two things that really put us above our competition, in addition to, as I was saying, the data analytics side, that we would be able to sell that data to different companies, in addition to the hotels, to see what exactly their guests are buying, when they're buying it, and all of those different things that are valuable. In terms of the business model, we want revenue to come from a few different places. Number one, it would be from the hotel itself for buying the services. And within that, we would have two different models. We would have the basic model, and we would also have the premium model. So with the basic model, it would just be the app itself. You'd be able to have at one click of a button, the services such as room service, housekeeping, all that. But with the premium model, it would also offer the data analytics side. And the reason why we're offering two separate models is because we want to attract as many hotels as we can. And if we only offer it with data analytics, then some might not have a need for that. But since we're offering both, we would imagine that they would have, we would be able to appeal to more hotels as a whole. And in addition to that, within our app, we would have advertisements that are available to local companies. So say, for instance, in Ithaca, if College Town Pizza wanted to have a pop-up ad for anybody who's interested in like pizza in the area, we would be able to offer that within the app, and that would be another source of revenue that would help our company grow.
So just to clarify more on the technology space, we're looking at 3 phases as of right now. But the first stage is we're looking to sort of work in the next few months. It's minimum viable product. Essentially, it would be the task. The guests would be requesting basically room service, having their towels at limits changed, simple things like that. Be able to have the hotels able to market this to the guests, be able to have this sort of platform be able to work. From there, this feeds into the phase 2, which is the feature expansion integration. I talked about the customer analytics, the industry, the trends, and the ideas that we're understanding our customers feel. So once you start realizing and understanding when these customers want their things changed, when they want to have their towels changed, things like that, you understand the trends, you understand the abilities of the industry and of the guests themselves. Hotels will have better efficiency, better optimization of where to put their employees. Say, for example, at 10 a.m. on weekdays is when most linens are changed. Now hotels know this, and they understand that their customers, their guests are going to need this at that time. They'll be able to deploy their employees to do this at the time. So in the phase 3, we talked about how they'll be able to have web access to their rooms itself, just with a button. This is a little bit of a harder phase we're looking for later on, because hotels like to have the security within themselves, to have that sort of security within themselves. So just a quick UI sample, a quick draft mock-up of what we're going to use with this. Essentially, say it's January 13th, tomorrow's January 14th, and you want your towels changed tomorrow. You're going to be working from your hotel room, and you want do not disturb on things like that. You can schedule a breakfast, a snack, a wake-up call, different things like that. And what we really want to emphasize here is just an easy-to-use platform with everything that a hotel could possibly offer. Having all these offerings and attractions on one simplified platform really allows the guests the ability to have a better experience at their hotels. So again, I'm talking about the timeline, the phases themselves. Luke and I met earlier this semester to start with the idea, and we started doing customer discovery this semester. Probably do more customer discovery. We're going to talk to some engineers to work on minimum viable product next semester. And then so by next summer, we'll be able to enroll, apply to different accelerators, maybe life-changing labs and computer theory, anything. So just to reiterate, I'm Deven. I'm a senior. I'm a Dyson student studying applied economics and management. Here with Luke, he's a freshman studying School of Hotel Administration. Thank you.
All right, now we're going to have 5 minutes from our Q&A from our judges. Do we have a judge that wants to go first?
Great presentation, thank you. You guys take a deep breath and did a good job. Have you guys talked to any prospective customers about how this might integrate into their tech, their platforms, and how complicated that might be in terms of the data, who owns the data, et cetera, with the customer?
So we only just started recently our customer discovery and understanding this, and we talked to a few engineers recently to see how feasible the product stuff would be, and we're starting to realize that this is actually a really feasible product. A lot of things like Google, Facebook, they just have your search keywords, and those are things that automatically populate your analytics of what you're doing. Having simple things of when the guests want their timing of when they want everything to change, when they want breakfast or anything like that, is really easy to populate in a simple Excel sheet from there. And so it talks to people where we're definitely trying to focus more on contemplating as possible. Or right now it's a bit hard because we're going to Thanksgiving and the finals so we're kind of slowing up right now. But we're hoping to do a second round of customer discovery once winter break starts.
In terms of the competition with Volo, etc., are these white label templates that, when you see at the Four Seasons, you have this exact app already integrated into these hotels as well as many other luxury brands. So have you looked at other competition that's already integrating the space beyond the Volo that you mentioned?
Well, I mean, those were the two main that we kind of focused on. Through other searches, we didn't see many that were particularly in our market in terms of the simplicity and just when you the application. Volo isn't even an application; it's a tablet that they have in the hotel, and that was another thing that we kind of that puts us ahead, is the fact that we don't have that capital. They don't have to pay. The hotel doesn't have to pay for a tablet in order to use our service. And so, yeah, those were the two that we focused on the most. But I think that, yeah, we didn't really see any others that used the same technology.
Thank you.
Have you thought about the impact on labor?
Yeah, so that's actually a big thing that, in terms of the data that we would collect for housekeeping, for instance, we could maybe even work with the general manager to see when we would need more housekeepers and possibly less. Because if there's more of a demand, say at 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., we want to staff more there. And say at 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. there's not much. You wouldn't that could definitely help the general manager or or the housekeeping manager really simplify or really make that process easier for them.
So are you envisioning that this will lead to more requests that are currently being fielded by the concierge or housekeeping, or just being zero when you're at the Four Seasons?
So really, it's not about increasing requests or not. It's about the optimization efficiency of the hotel themselves. So these requests are already coming in who want things that do not disturb, and a lot of times the housekeeper may just walk through a hall, and they would have to just see which room is do not disturb, which room needs cleaning, which room doesn't, right? So with this, they will know exactly where to go, exactly when to go, be able to optimize their time to be able to do this. It's not an increase in requests by the guests themselves. It's more of just allocation of the employees and their labor more efficiently throughout the hotel.
Yeah, definitely look at the training element and the cost around training, because you're essentially changing how the operations of the hotel as they are today will be. But in addition to the idea around increased requests, it's around setting expectations. So when you provide an app in someone's hands where it's at a click of a button, they can request an extra pillow, an extra towel, or whatever other things they can request, it may lead to more requests. And so that would then lead to more labor costs. So kind of thinking about that, especially with different types of hotels, whether it's high luxury or all the way down to not high luxury. Creating those types of expectations could lead to much higher labor costs that the hotel may not be able to afford with their rates.